So my name's Hannah Andrick. I'm from Nashua, New Hampshire, live free or die, best state you could live in. I chose to do Air Force ROTC because I've always wanted to serve. I think it's right to serve. And I did Civil Air Patrol before that in high school. Ithaca College has a connection with Cornell University, and you can do a crosstown student agreement and join the program. So I figured try it out my freshman, sophomore year, see if I like it, and I ended up loving it. So Air Force requirements are pretty simple. You do 2 physical training sessions, which are an hour each week. You have an hour of class, and then you have an hour of leadership laboratory, which is, that's where you learn drill, you learn discipline, you learn customs and courtesies. As a junior and senior year though, you have 3 hours of class and more leadership laboratory because you're planning it. So as wing commander, I didn't meet those requirements. I was probably giving in at least 10 hours a week extra of work of just planning and executing meetings, things like that. It's hard, and sometimes I tell people, you know, how are you able to keep up with all these things? And what I told them was I can't. I broke down a few times. I sat there and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I have all these assignments due tomorrow. I still have to wake up at 5 to go to PT. I have to do this, and it takes a lot out of you. You know, sometimes I sacrificed my personal health or my sleep in order to be able to work and do the things that I wanted to do. The hardest thing that I've ever had to do was come into a male-dominated career field like the military and be able to compete with some of the guys that I compete with. There was a time I initiated into Scabbard and Blade, which is a military honor society, and my comrades, I guess, there were 5 of the biggest military bros you could imagine, and it was the hardest thing for me because I've never been the weakest link, but in that group I was, because physically I couldn't compete with them. I wouldn't have been selected if I couldn't do it, and that's what I had to keep in the back of my mind. They never made me feel out of the group. Which is why I was like, you guys are going to be some great officers one day, like great leaders, because we always kept as a team and kept together, and I'll never forget that's how they treated me. Well, I love Air Force ROTC. It's a huge part of my identity, and I always thought if I were to quit or to leave the program, a huge part of me would probably die a little inside. I've actually lost a lot of my good friends. Not passed away, but like they've left the program or they were asked to leave the program, and it was very hard for them, but also hard for me because I see these great guys, great leaders, you know, they have the whole package, smart, athletic, and for whatever reason they were asked to leave, and it totally bums me out that like my friends are gone, but also why am I still here, and the fact that I've made it this far into the program. Like I've made it. I have 2 months of graduation commission, like this is happening, and it's really overwhelming, but it's exciting. It's exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. But I'm glad I'm glad I'm able to do it.